Welcome, dear people. Journey in the New World. My name is Wilhelmina McKittrick. You're listening to the monthly show, the monthly English show, Journey in the New World, in which I share the latest that is happening around us, within us, and what to come if that information is made available. Where are we now as humanity? There's many things that have changed in the past and are changing in the present. That's a part of life. But if you look back at the roads, the journeys that humanity has taken in the past and where they are now, you'll see that they have established a great growth, evolution. Where humanity is now is truly reaching out inside of themselves, finding what their truth is, learning what their rhythm is, opening up to their own song. Their own song, what do I mean by that? Their own song has to do with the vibration, the frequency that they carry. With that comes actions, reactions, interactions, feelings, etc. It forms us, what we were and what we are now. What we are now is an establishment of the building blocks that we have put down in the past. Many, many lifetimes ago, we started that. Consciously not knowing where we would end or where we would end up. But when you look back, it's always easier to understand why certain actions needed to be taken, why certain seemingly rough or angry or harsh actions were taken. They all stimulated what you have become today. The love, the joy, the anger, the hate. Everything has accumulated to what you are today. So what we are today, and that's not for everybody, but not everybody is the same, and it's okay. But the people that are listening mostly can relate to the fact that they have changed and have found interest in their own truth instead of the truth that has been spread around them. Learning to know yourself, that has been something that many, many people have consciously done this time around. And we're coming close to a new step, the next step in evolution. The shift in consciousness, as many have spoken about, is about to happen to many. We all will realize that our mind has greater powers than ever imagined. Our mind ruled by our heart, in conjunction with our souls, is bringing us to places unheard of, unseen, never ever even imagined. In silence, within the peace and balance that you have allowed yourself to live, you will come to this door that will bring you to a greater movement in time. As many already have experienced, manifestation goes much, much faster these days. Manifestation goes faster because it is ignited by our heart's truth. When our mind interferes, the pace is slowed down. When we create within love and peace and balance, it's there instantly. We're learning that our thoughts can create in conjunction with our heart. That's the shift of consciousness that we are establishing here. You see the frustration and the anger around you, and you're learning not to adapt to that, not to let that in anymore, and not to change your ways according to the energy that is spread around you. You are spreading the energy that lives in your heart. You're making a soul's journey within the full embodiment that we as human beings and are establishing on these grounds we're walking called Earth. We're going to listen to New Beginnings, created by Jason McKitty. What changes when ego is not ruling anymore? What changes when ego becomes an equal part within humanity's being? Within silence, one can feel, operate, without judgments, without needs. Different meanings are recognized in similar words, similar expressions. Deeper understanding is able to be found. We don't need to tell people that you did that. You don't need to get confirmation from others to make sure that you did it right. Other people's opinion is not something that you feel makes you complete. Other people's presence is not required to become whole and in balance within. More joy is being experienced with others. Joy that derives from the freedom that you allow yourself to live in. Joy experienced from heart's thoughts. Joy experienced by heart's truth. Heart's thoughts, what is that? Can your heart think? Does your heart need to think? Maybe that's a better question. When you are within silence and peace, everything that's required and is established within yourself is known. Your abilities are known. And also, most importantly, it's known not to limit ourselves by our present knowing. All doors are open. Universal knowledge streams in where and when needed. In conjunction with all that is, we operate, we are within peace, love, and joy. Arguing is fun. People like to argue. People like to be heard. Many will think arguing is fun. I don't like to argue. Yet they do. They do like to argue. Why would you do it otherwise? People argue to make sure that people understand, that other people understand what their thoughts, intentions, and beliefs are. It is important for those people that argue to be heard, understood, and believed. Why should that be important? Is it only important if a part of you is doubting your truth? For you to answer. It seems cold when other people are not interested in other people's opinion. But that's not the way I'm trying to explain to you. we operate, once we are in conjunction with our soul and our heart. We hear others, we respect others, and we remain within our truth. Remaining in our truth doesn't mean that we become stubborn human beings. We are open to change, open to new knowledge, open to new ways. But this only will happen when it resonates with our heart's truth. What is our heart's truth? Is it something directed by ego as well? Could it be directed by ego? No. The heart's truth is pure, open, and adaptable. The heart's truth is who we are in that second in time. Our heart's truth creates our interactions, actions, and experiences as it manifests the road towards the doors that can manifest the intentions. What we are, we radiate. What we are, we accumulate. What we are, we call upon us. Become truth, become peace, become love, and enjoy every second of your life. Rediscovery, also by Jason McKittrick. When we start tapping into the universal knowledge, we know that reading is not important anymore, because you will find and understand what is needed within yourself. In the beginning, it's kind of weird, when you start seeing things that you said in different places, in books, on the internet, on radio shows. Even though you know that it's universal knowledge, it's sometimes a little bit weird to hear it from other people as well. Same words from other people. The reason why it's weird is only because you are still individualizing yourself with that knowledge. When you truly start to realize that it is universal knowledge that everybody can tap into, and is and will tap into more and more, you will let go of the individualization of that knowledge. You will let go of ego. A lot of people are talking about letting go of ego, letting go of the control of ego. It's more accurate if you ask me, because you cannot let go of ego completely. Ego is also a part of you, an important part of you. For the fun of it, you can test yourself. You can look at your actions, your interactions with other people, and try to discover where ego pops out and tries to rule. Those will give you valuable points of what can let go of still. It's often easier when it's understood. There are many beautiful souls among us, and when we interact with them, the interaction gives you understanding of where they're at and where they want to go. You can reflect upon that, contemplate upon that, and integrate what needs to be integrated. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's there. The many roads to the many doors of experiences, growth, and understanding are there. We don't have to reinvent them. We just need to walk upon them with an open mind, open heart, and open soul. The shift in consciousness will establish that, and it's establishing that for all. I used to give the example like everybody has the ability to speak, but if you're not exposed to words, you will never learn a language. You may create your own words to make yourself understandable, but most importantly, if you're not exposed to what is possible, it will not develop itself. Same thing with our spiritual self. It has been dormant for many, many years with a lot of people. It has been kept dormant for different reasons that are not important anymore. Important now is to make the decision to awaken yourself fully and to embrace yourself fully, to become yourself fully. It's very simple, yet so hard. Hard if it's believed to be hard. simple if it's allowed to be simple. I would like to continue with questions that are in the chat room, and feel free to join us in the chat room, and then I will reply to whatever is shared or asked. Thank you. We're going to listen to some music, and then we'll be back.
Welcome back. You're listening to Journey in the New World. What you have been listening to, I recorded Monday morning, and what you're hearing now is live. And as I said also, if you have questions or things that you want to share about your own life and the changes that you have experienced in these past days, type it in the chat room, and then we'll talk about it. To continue, in the past 2 days, yesterday and today, I have received some information that I'd like to share with you in the line of what we have been talking about. And I always say we because not only me, it's the information that I receive from Spirit. So that's why, for people that are new and are listening for the first time. Yesterday, I received the following information. It's not rewritten, so it's exactly how it was received. So I hope it's clear for you. And listen with your heart and feel the different layers that are of importance to you in this. Linear thinking process is shifting. The left brain is integrating more sufficiently. This brings parts in connection, unknown, unheard of. Human persuasiveness had created walls surrounding abilities that are surrendered to now. Surrendering creates more integration with the right side, which contains linear thoughts that are overdue. Time has given you wings to fly in the direction needed. Now think, surrender, move closer to the thoughts in line with the new ways learned to unite. Owning is disappearing. And today, when I was driving in the morning in the car, they decided to talk to me. So I recorded this on my phone and wrote it out later on. And it was titled Mind Transformation. That's why I titled this show also Mind Transformation. Our mind is altering. The linear thought process is altering. We haven't used the larger part of our brain that interacts with the horizon that lies beyond us. We now are going to communicate with the horizon that lies beneath, within, and beyond us. It will always be by choice, and always make the intention rise. Mind transformation is altering the process within. The intentions will flow through heart's perspectives instead of through mind's perspectives. The mind becomes an alternate tool to help the judgmental part decease. The need to judge lies within the past, as the current flow establishes brainwaves from a pure place that holds no resentment, nor is judgmental, just is. This is important to know, as when the intent lays ahead of you, the creation and the manifestation, the forthcoming months, will be huge. Momentarily changes, flows to the surface from beyond. Receive. Open yourself by becoming yourself. The time's here. That was what was given to me this morning, and they have been very, very clear that in the coming periods of time, in the coming months, and especially in June, a lot will change for humanity. a lot already has been changing in the past weeks for many among us. And those that are consciously on their spiritual journey have felt it and have seen the shifts in their own lives. It's something that is new, yet already expected. And with that I mean the information was already in our heads because we read about it, heard about it, or felt it before, but we never implemented it. We didn't know how to implement it in our being, in our essence, in our ways. And it's now happening. So that's very interesting to see ourselves changing. I was talking to a friend of mine this morning, and she was also sharing with me how she was changing and how free that felt, how much freedom that gave her. You know, when you're in a discussion, you always are uptight about something. If so, angry or annoyed or some kind of negative emotional feeling you have. And now, people that have embraced a lot of change that is currently possible, that are going through certain interactions with people, and the opposite side is very angry and disappointed and fearful, you find yourself remaining in your strength, remaining in your own energy, and just answering from a point and a place of love, and just let them be. So these are in very interesting times, and I don't know if there are any questions about what has been said. I know that a lot of Dutch people are mostly in the chat room, so it's maybe better for them to listen back in their own pace and time to what is said. And also, I will put it in my blog, exist.org/blog. I will place that so people can read it in their own time and integrate what is needed. But I wanted to share that with you here. That's what I do. what I learn, what I receive in my own, on my own journey, I share with you all, and together we walk our own ways and our own pace, and the journey in life.
Wilhelmina.
Yes, Koos?
I'm looking at the chat, and I hope I translated correctly. Ayla says that what you say I have experienced for the last 5 days. I was very ill, and the only thing I could think about is surrender to what is. And through that surrender, I had beautiful dreams. I had a lot of sleep and a lot of dreams.
Beautiful, yeah. Yeah, when we make that intention truly from our hearts to surrender to our own personal self, our own powers, amazing things will happen and are happening for many. And I talked about it, before in the different shows that I've had. If we're trying to understand things, if we're working hard to word certain things, you are passing by the opportunity to truly admit to it. And with that, I mean it goes beyond our imagination, what is possible. And we only limit ourselves if we want to control what is possible.
Yeah, and Krista, she types, and it feels also if it cannot stop.
Yeah,
it's not stoppable anymore.
No, it's happening, and that's why a lot of people, the masses, as I call it, will are experiencing it and will experience it in the coming months. There will be a lot of emotions, as you can imagine, because the people that are listening mostly have walked this path, for a few months or a few years. But you can imagine if it hits you all of a sudden, it's like a lot of emotions will come your way and a lot of questions will come your way. So for those that were walking ahead by choice, you will be there and available for the new so-called newcomers to help them along and and help them unite and be at peace, because it's all good. It's truly all good. It's so simple, and once you can step out of the mind, you realize that, and it becomes a completely different life. Yeah.
Maria, die types, don't talk me about emotions. I've had more emotions last month than in a long, long time.
Yeah, it's being pushed out for sure, and among us are many that are very good hiders. We're running away from something that we know we will have to face, and the longer you wait, the harder the bang will be, the harder the exposure will be, and when I say hard, the emotions will be large, and but you also know that emotions are only good. It's a gift. Everything that feels hard, it's much harder because our mind tells us it's hard. But listen to your heart and feel what you're really facing. Is it really hard? Is it really hard to change things or to go through the things that you're facing? Let your heart give you the answer, not your mind, because our mind has so much information that belongs to the old world, and we have outgrown that.
Krista says something very, very beautiful. She says, I don't walk away anymore. I have jumped into the depth.
Fantastic. Yeah, and that's what we and many among us are doing. And it's just very interesting because I find myself laughing about certain responses, that happen in my close group here where I live, and not laughing because I want to laugh at that person, make them ridiculous. It's just so silly how certain people respond, and I forget that the laughing of me will come over as an insult, even though it's not my intention, but that's their problem. So you have to just make sure that you realize, your expressions need to be understood also by the people you're facing. Even your intentions are good. It's not always read good, and you better can bring that in a different way, and then the direct way that I always do. This is something that I'm learning, and maybe other people can relate to that. I just think it's sometimes so funny to hear something out of an adult's mouth that you would expect from a toddler, a little kid, and that makes me smile, but that causes mostly more aggravation because of where the person is. So you have to make sure that you know what you're doing.
Yeah, Krista also writes from super. Although it feels like heavy, like very heavy, it also feels very good.
Yeah, it's something that the heaviness that Krista, I believe you said, is referring to. I actually felt also today, and I realized that I always close off to that. A question was asked to me, and that is a question that lies beyond the depth of our knowledge, beyond the depth of our knowing. And when I tap into that, it made me realize that I always close off to that because it's so overwhelming. And it's like there's so much information out there. And I was explaining to that person that, you can compare it to a million of computers with all different information. And when you go there to that place where all those computers are, all the information is coming at you in 1 second. And that only happens because it's new, and I know that I need to go to that place and to that depth. And I'm talking about this because everybody has their own ways, but I'm just the general meaning and understanding of this goes for many people. Once we make that step that we see as very, very deep and very overwhelming, we realize that it's not as bad as we thought it was. We have to give it a chance, and we have to allow and trust in our full self and just be, really just be.
Hey, where did I heard that before?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very interesting. And the coming month, as I said, it will be a roller coaster, and make it a good one. It's all up to you. And don't fear it. Don't think, oh my God, something huge is happening. This is scary. No, it's as scary as you make it. So don't make it scary at all.
Mm-hmm.
Just be there in the moment, second by second. Be your full self. Embrace your full self. Wake up in the morning or go to bed in the evening with the intention from the heart. Connect with your heart, and embrace your whole self. And so it be. So
Yeah.
it will be.
I go for the beast roller coaster, Ayla says.
It's going to be a good ride because we're going to make it a good one.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to make it a good one. Okay, and if any questions come up later on, feel free to email me, and I will answer you. And if you want to have it general, post it. I can put it on Hives or on my Facebook. I don't know if most of the people already are on my Facebook that are listening, but just search for my name, Wilhelmina McKittrick, and you'll find me. And Facebook I use only for spiritual messages that I receive, and to announce the radio show. So it will be placed there, so you all will be informed. We have 5 more minutes, and I know that Marja will have her show after me, so we cannot go longer than 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I have said everything that I was given, and I hope this is clear to you all. It all has to do with the way that we are thinking, the way we are processing things. That's going to alter completely. And many people among us have heard that we only use our brain for 10%, and that's going to be history soon. And many people that are already in tune, have used their brain already more than 10%, and have used the different highways, different roads that are available to them to reach different planes and information. Don't look forward. I mean, the reason why I say that is when you look forward to it, you're expecting things. Okay, just experience. Just experience every second of the day and make it the best you have had ever. Okay, much love to all.